We're too young, so we're like, too young to care.
It's not sex.
It's a good idea to have a goal when you plan like your finances, but in reality, I don't do this.
You can see that the things you thought were not achievable, they can be done.
This economy, we talk about buying houses.
What makes you happy?
Yeah.
Coffee, not coffee, tea, not tea, something
It's
else.
croissant.
Bake yours?
Oh, please.
No. I hate cooking.
Yeah.
It's not about actually coffee. That is about the small things that add up.
Hi guys, my name is Katrina.
And my name is Daria.
And we're here today with our new season, Self-Care, where we invite various professionals from nutritionists and stylists to makeup artists and financial planners. Welcome. And today we have our new guest.
Today's our guest is Victoria. She's a licensed financial professional. Thank you so much for coming today, Victoria. We really appreciate your time. And we have a very fun, interesting topic for today. So I'm excited to dive into it.
Well, I'm excited to be here. So thank you so much for inviting me, guys. It's something what I'm doing for the first time. And I'm just thrilled to be here.
So when we were preparing for this podcast, I thought that it's a good idea to have a goal when you plan your finances, but in reality, I don't do this. So can you elaborate on this? How you need to set goals and do you need to be strict about it? What's the best way to approach it?
Yes, that's a great question. And when you're saying goal, I wouldn't say goal, like if you don't hit it, if you miss it, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to look into this is not to have a goal, but to have a plan. Mm-hmm. Because when you have a plan, your goal can change over time, right? Or your route to this final destination can change over time, but you still see your progress. First of all, with a plan, you can have multiple goals, right? It can be a short term, I don't know, to go to Mexico for the vacation, right?
Yeah.
Or it can be longer term. So let's say you would like to buy, I don't know, a new auto, or what else could it be?
Real estate.
Real estate. House.
Real estate.
In this economy, we talk about buying houses.
Well, there are still venues to do it, I can tell you. That is why if you dive into the finances in terms of the self-care, it's really good for you mentally, but also as you start educating yourself about what financial vehicles are available, what programs, how do they work, what kind of good opportunities it can provide you, how better off you will be knowing it and including it into your plan, you can see that the things you thought were not achievable, they can be done. Yes, maybe it's not sexy, to say, or you can't do it tomorrow, because we all want to have everything right now, right?
Yeah.
Immediate
No
gratifications. Yeah. But with the finances, it takes time, but it's doable.
Yeah.
And the matter of fact, the sooner you realize that you have to do it and you take actions, because you can procrastinate, right? You can think about it and thinking that, I should start, I should do it. But you should really apply your knowledge into the practice. It's only when you will be moving forward toward your goals, toward your financial plan, anything in life actually. And you won't believe, you might feel at the very beginning like it's a very small step, or I saved $50, right? Or I didn't buy my Starbucks today, right?
Does it really help? If you don't buy Starbucks,
I can tell you about
really?
it. Yes. Yes.
Okay, tell us.
It makes difference. In conversation, I very often hear I cannot give up my coffee. And I get it, right? I'm a big coffee drinker. I drink 4 cups a day at least. I know it's bad, but I do it. The thing is, I don't go anywhere. I just do it. I brew it at home. But the point is that it's not about actually coffee. That is about the small things that add up, right? So in conversation, I don't know if I can tell.
It's okay. Yeah.
It was you. We were in conversations with Dasha that she's spending at least, or she used to spend at least $25 per day on coffee and breakfast in Starbucks. And you might think, well, it's just $25, right? But there are things in financial world which you may not think about it, which is a compound interest. So when your money earn money on the interest it's making. So $25 per day will be more than $500 a month. So investing $500 a month, and if I can grab my phone, I can show you like over a period of 30 years, which can you may think, oh my God, that is such a long time.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But it will give you more than half of $1,000,000.
Oh my God, I stopped buying Starbucks.
But the
start
thing
investing.
is,
Yes.
but the thing is, it might not be Starbucks. Like if Starbucks is the one thing that makes you happy, you can do it still. But
Yeah.
you maybe become more mindful about how much you spend. Or maybe there is something like, I'm not a Starbucks fan. I can't cut my Starbucks expenses. I have zero of Starbucks expenses, right? But I love home decor.
Okay.
Like as soon as I go to HomeSense, I am lost.
I feel you.
Tell us
I feel
about
you.
it.
I'm lost. Like I want this thing and this thing and this thing. So what I do, like I have amount of money per month, which I can spend on these things. It makes me tremendously happy, right?
And it's guilty free, right? 'Cause
It's guilty-free, right?
It's part of your budget.
Yeah, I planned for this. I bought it. If I didn't plan for this and I bought it, that is when, all the frustration comes. And then I feel guilty. Sometimes it happens with me when I buy clothes for myself because I am not this kind of person who likes, to go shopping. And then when I buy something, it's like, oh, I could live without it. So all this thing still happens in my head. But when I have a plan, let's say if you send this $25 per day to your investments, this can really grow. This can really grow. And it can be super easy. You don't even need to touch a button. Like you do it once, you set up once, and it goes. And it just goes every month or every week, how you like. And you can just log in and see how it's going.
Oh, so it's like automatically charges your card, and
It can
like,
be set up this
like
way.
every like $5 or something like that
Yeah.
will go to a different account or
Yes.
something.
Yes. So you will see, let's say, different banks, they can offer something like a purchase roundup thing. So let's say you spend $23, but they will round it up to $25. So this $2 will be sent to the account. How I did things, I just set up automatic withdrawals from my one account to another. It's like $5 a day, which is a cup of coffee, right? So $5 a day, which I will never notice, just go from my account to my savings account. And then once a month from the savings account, it goes to the investment account. And in my investment account, I already know it is already set up where it will go and what will be purchased. So I don't do anything. I just go from time to time, and I'm just seeing how
Money growing.
money growing. Like literally, I just don't need even to be there. Yeah, but in order to do this, you have to be mindful to understand what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Coffee, not coffee. Tea, not tea. Something
It's
else.
croissant.
Croissant. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
they
like
could be
cheese
$10,
croissant.
right?
Yeah. Well,
So,
bake yours.
oh, please.
No.
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 Just no croissant. No.
No.
Maybe something else.
I hate cooking, so I wouldn't do it, and I don't bake. So
Yeah, me neither. Quick question about the accounts. So you mentioned that you have set up like something between yours. Some funds are going to a savings account. So I have this as well, but because they're so connected, these two accounts, I just go anytime I need like this extra funds, and I take it back. So how to avoid this? I mean, do I need like a completely different bank account? So when money leaves to that savings account, I don't have access to this? Because usually I see like I need extra funds, and I'm like, oh, just just transfer it from here, and then I will put it back, and I never put it back.
Yeah.
Because I just take it, and I'm like, oh, whatever, it's like $20 or something.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not growing. But I also created like tax-free
tax-free savings
yeah,
account.
it was the Quest rate.
Yep.
I have no idea how to take money back from that account.
Okay.
So I think that's why I kind of saved some money there.
But the money, they're just sitting there.
Yes,
They're
I
not
don't-
invested in any kind of
I think
financial product.
Well, because I have zero financial literacy, so
Okay.
I created an account, and I think there was like a quick questionnaire. How What was the question they usually ask?
About the risk tolerance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I chose just something in the middle. I was like in the middle. That's fine. Because I don't want to just like money just to sit there, right? So I expected some growth probably. And then I chose that, and I have no idea like how it works.
What's going on? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I see they show me like cash, like US real estate, Canadian real estate. I'm like, wow, okay, it's only like $300, but okay, sure. And I have no idea like what's the percentage, how it is growing, am I losing money? But at least like it is separate. So that's why maybe I need to create like a different bank account. You know?
In your question, in your initial question, how to save money,
Yeah.
but not touch them. So I would say, question back to you, when you take this money from your saving account, is it just because you don't have any other money, or is it
Like I have.
is it like an emergency? That is why you're tapping into this savings account? Or
Yeah, it's not even an emergency. It's just I have my personal bank account and my corporate, and then I don't want to do the transfer from my corporate. So I'm like, I don't want to move money from that account yet. So I'll just take it from savings, and then once I've done it, I don't put it back.
Okay.
I'm like,
Okay, so
Too bad.
what I would propose is that if that's an emergency, right? It's like, I don't know, your car broke. You're supposed to have some kind of money available for this kind of situations. And you never tap into this account.
okay,
Like if it's a corporate, you need to, move it. It's better not to, because as you said, once you take it from there, you will not get it back. When you become more mindful about it, right? And you see how money grows and what you can do, you may be more willing to put money back if you take it. But for now, while you don't have the self-control, just don't do it. Just have a separate emergency account. So another thing that you have is Questrade, and this is what is called self-directed investments, where you're supposed to figure out where you would like to invest, or follow any tips that are provided by the Questrade, right? And I can see a lot of people are very much confused, and they think if they put their money into TFSA, they start growing right away. So put money into TFSA, it will grow. But this is not like it. So this is like a cup, right? So in the cup, you can put water, you can put coffee, you can put whatever, right? So if you put just cash into your TFSA, it will not grow because this is not invested yet. So you have to decide, would like you to invest into the stocks, like Apple, right? Or you would like to invest into bonds, which is giving money to the company, and they will pay you back with the interest. It's a simple explanation. Or any other things, like it can be crypto, it can be something fancy, it can be funds. But unless you put just cash into TFSA, it will not grow. So it doesn't matter how often you check it.
too bad.
So when it's come to finances, it's good to be mindful about your day-to-day spendings, but also about all this vehicle that are available for you, different programs like TFSA. But in order to use it right, you have to spend some time and either speak with a person who knows it and can explain it for you and can set it up for you, or you go and you figure out, or you just learn yourself, which is a great option as well. I know many people, they really enjoy learning the stuff and investing by themselves. I figured from my experience that that's not me. I mean, I really like to follow the news and what market is doing, but I don't want to be stressed that the investment that I chose, and I don't really remember right now what kind of investment or why I chose this particular stock or company. I just don't want to be stressed about it. So I chose the different way, which is called mutual funds. Mutual funds is when the professional money management company invests for you, and you just decide your risk tolerance, and they will invest based on this into different kind of portfolios.
Okay.
Which is stress-free especially if you invest on the long horizon, because yes, market goes up, market goes down. But if you have a plan, you just move forward.
So we got to the point where we need a plan. Okay.
We need a plan. We definitely need a plan, because this is a funny thing. How long ago have you been on any kind of vacation or trip?
January.
Okay, so it's not too long ago. I haven't been anywhere for the last 2 years.
But
so
I haven't paid for it, so
you haven't.
I didn't pay for it.
Okay, but did you plan for it? Like, did you plan where you will be going? What else is available?
And I was
right?
I was actually planning the whole trip. So
Yeah. So so you put your time, you plan the trip, you went on a trip, right? But what happens very often with the financial goals is like we don't plan.
Yeah.
Like we spend more time planning for vacation or a trip, or let's say a wedding day or a birthday party, especially when it comes to the kids' birthday party. But we don't spend the same amount of time planning for us in the future, which is kind of sad, but it's better to start than not doing it at all. It's like if you keep, closing your eyes and pretending that you don't need it, it will hit you hard along the way.
I feel like it's also very important for people who are self-employed, and if people are like not employed in a company and they're not making these contributions towards their pension, so they're basically and if you're self-employed, you basically when you're done working, you have no money. Like
You have no
saved
money. Yeah.
saved for you.
But
So I feel like it's
technically,
very
you can
important.
still do the contribution even if you are self-employed.
Yeah, but I
You
mean, like
can.
people
Yeah.
do
People
not
just
do
don't
it.
do it,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
That's what I
know.
mean. Like that people don't do it, and like even employed people, they don't do it. They're just forced to do it
Yeah.
by the government. Like the companies are forced to do it. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's very important for people who are self-employed, so they take care of their future, because
It's very important for
and
everyone.
and we're too young, so we're like too young to care.
Well, that is
But
actually,
it will hit us hard, right?
Actually, it will hit if you don't do anything right now. But while you're young, you have the most important thing on your side, which is time, right? So how it works, either you have to put a lot of money over the short period of time to get this amount of money saved and to be able to live of it, right? If you don't have an income. You can call it retirement, but let's say it's a just job-free life, right? When you may not leave out of your income from the job or self-employment or whatever. But with you guys, what you have on your side is time. So even small amount of money invested over a long period of time will put you in a position when you have a good amount of money at the end. I know you might think, 30 years or 35 years, it's like people don't live this long. Believe me. And it's funny because the stats are saying that the person probably is now living on planet Earth, the first person who will turn 150 years old.
Oh my God.
So that's a funny thing, that probably people will be living longer on retirement than working very soon.
So we need more money.
We need more money. Yeah, we will need more money because we will be living longer, and I don't want to live, PT life on retirement because I
Yeah.
just don't have money.
Yeah, that's very true. You know what? I want to circle back to that plan thing, because why it stresses me out a little bit. It's just because sometimes, I would, for instance, I want to buy real estate.
Okay.
And when I see the prices, I'm like, it's so expensive that I even don't bother to make a plan, because I feel like it's so far out of reach that I'm like, just don't bother. Like, what's the point even to try? Then I will just enjoy my Starbucks, like this kind of thing.
Well,
So-
I can understand you because sometimes it seems so out of reach. There are a few things you can potentially do, and this is not something what I advise based on my license, because I'm not real estate licensed or whatever. I just dearly love real estate, but it's getting expensive. I cannot buy anymore. So with the real estate, it seems to me a little bit easier in terms of, with real estate, you can get creative. Like you can buy further I don't know, northwest, we can go south. Or you can buy in the States, you can figure out you can buy in the States. You can buy in Sault Ste. Marie, let's say you can you can find options. Or let's say you can buy something what is, if you're comfortable. Like my husband, he was absolutely against it. So you can buy a house and let's say you can rent out the basement, right? Or my friend, they did vice versa. They were living in the basement and they were renting out the upper floor because you can rent out upper floor on a better price, right?
Yeah.
So there are some things that are possible, or let's say with the construction, like for the construction industry right now, the times are really bad. So what some the developers offer is that you, let's say, pay $1,000 a month until the project is built,
Okay.
right? Which to me is quite doable, like right. But that is another thing that you have to be qualified, like, right, for the mortgage, because it's not a secret.
They don't
We
want
cannot
to
buy
risk
without
it.
a mortgage, right? So then again, with a mortgage, you have to plan,
Yes.
because you have to know how to be qualified. Maybe you need to, I don't know, increase the amount of money you earn. Maybe that is something like a down payment. So I'm not mortgage licensed in any way. But if you look into all available options, it's doable. You either just, as I mentioned, do it yourself, or you just go to speak with a person who knows it. And when you think it's not possible, it's actually possible. That is the thing. You can get all the knowledge of this person condensed in the conversation, and you can start your plan. It's not that you're not left in the bubble where nobody can else answer your questions. You can go and you can ask person who does it.
Yeah, you actually gave me some hope. Thank you so much.
I'm glad.
And I also feel like it's very important to be like mindful about spending, because when you gave me this exercise to do, like with the budgeting, it's just like we always say we don't have money for something, but we have actually so much money.
We have money.
And we're just saying, like you're just spending every dollar, like here and there, like me on and Temu, like AliExpress, all of that, like Amazon, you name it, right? Winners, HomeSense. We just spend it every now and then. Oh, it's just $15, or it's just $20, but it all adds up, as you mentioned.
Yes,
and with that exercise, it's just like that teaches me to be more like self-conscious about my spending. And then I do have this money that I could invest. Because remember when we met, I was just like, and you were like telling what you do. I was just like, okay, you know what? I don't know. I'm not gonna invest. I cannot invest. I don't have like enough money like to even like live off. But then you made me realize I have money to live off.
Yes.
I just need to not spend it on unnecessary things.
Well, that yes,
Or maybe that are not
you can
important.
reduce the spending of these things, right? If Starbucks is something that is your routine, you can, let's say, do it every other day, not every day, but every other day. What also, let's say, helps me is when I go for the groceries. It's old thing stuff, but you have a list, right? Like I have a list. I go and buy stuff, and when you become more mindful about it, I have never cared about the prices, right? I just know I buy these things like on the everyday basis. I don't know, like meat and milk and eggs and whatever.
Milk is $7.
Yeah, that's insane. That's why I'm using an app to,
Yesterday,
to
I
go
looked.
shopping.
I just had to buy milk for coffee because we make coffee now at home instead of Starbucks, and I was just like, milk is $7.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god.
So, but what I do, I have my list. I go to this application, which is called Flip. I go and see the things that because I'm now mindful, I know how normally it will cost or how much it will normally cost. Like I know that milk will be for $7. So then when I can see like $4.88, right? I'm going and buy two. Or my son likes ribs, right? And it's usually $14 and it's on sale for I don't know, $9.99 or $8.99. So I'll go buy 4.
And freeze them.
I'll freeze them, yes. But what I
Okay.
really like, this portion of your receipt from the grocery store where it says, oh, today you saved $30.40, let's
Yeah.
say, right? So you usually would say, oh, cool, right? And that's it. But what I started to do, I started to like transfer this money right away in my car, right after the grocery store, right? I'm sitting in my car and I just transferring this $30.40.
So whatever you saved, you just you
savings.
actually save.
Yes, I
You
actually
actually save this
save.
money.
I just move it
Yeah.
to my account, right? And then it got invested. And I'm like, well,
That's so smart.
now
So
I
cool.
really feel that I did my job properly, which is nice.
You really saved.
I really saved. Or let's say if you have, I don't know, credit card debt, right? Instead of just buying, let's say I went to the store, paid with my credit card, they billed me this amount, and then this $30.40 I will transfer from my checking account to my credit card account. So
Right
my
away.
credit card
Your debt
debt
goes
is
down.
reduced. Right.
Nice.
So, and then you just move in these small steps. I know that for many people, when they're talking about finances, it feels like you're on the budget, you can't afford you can't afford nothing, right? And you're just sitting there, you're not happy. You cannot reduce your expenses endlessly, right? There is
Yeah.
a point like there is nothing to cut.
Yeah.
So, and there is a point in time where there's nothing to cut, and there is a point in time when you no longer cope being this restricted. And this is when you go and you buy everything what you want because
You go
you've been
nuts.
restricting yourself for so
Yeah.
long. And then you are back to square one.
It's like a diet.
It's
You're
like a-
dieting.
yeah. So, I mean, if you spend a while, but you have a plan and you know that this month you have to invest this amount or you have to save for your emergency fund this amount. And maybe let's say if it's $200 a month, but you manage to save or invest or accumulate only 180. Would it be a success or would it be a failure?
I think success.
See, and this is again, your mind goes into play, right? When you're looking to this and
Yeah.
if you're saying, oh my God, Katya, you're so good this month. You're saved 180, right? Or another mind can be, oh my God, you didn't make a $20 short. Girl,
Yeah.
what's up? No Starbucks next month for you.
No croissants.
So the second approach maybe logically will get you faster to the point when you have money, but mentally for your wellness, it's not good.
Yeah.
So every time you do some kind of, achievement, even maybe you didn't really hit the threshold you were hoping for, but just celebrate it.
Yeah.
Celebrate it because it's much better than nothing. It's much better than, debt.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, for
much
sure.
better than loaded things on your credit card. So you just start thinking about it. That's the exercises we do, and then you will be to the point. It's like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to invest. It's like you were like, no investment. No, what are you talking
I
about?
have no money.
Yeah, so then you will be at the point, okay, I'm actually good at saving money, so I know how to do it. I know how to be mindful, which means that later you will be, okay, I'm ready to figure out how to invest. But don't delay, guys, because there is a thing which is called cost of waiting, which is a very funny thing, because when you think, oh, I didn't start invest this year, right? But if I would invest $100 a month, I didn't invest this $1,200, right? Over the year. So let's say in 30 years, I will be short this $1,200, right? But honestly, over the years, as your money would grow interest,
A lot
and the
more.
interest on this interest, you will not be short this $1,200. You will be short, let's say, 30,000.
Yeah.
So
That's a huge difference.
yeah, it's a huge difference, which happens over time. So let's say now you're waiting for 5 years, right? Or you're waiting for 10 years. And then you're at the point that your monthly contribution to your investment should be so big. That is when you feel so overwhelmed because now you know you can't make it because
Yeah.
it's really too much.
For sure. I became mindful also about subscriptions. I didn't notice like at first how much like they charge you, because again it's like $5 here, $3 there, and they offer you this free trial, and then you forget about it.
Yep.
And then they charge you. And at some point I went to my iPhone, I opened this thing, and I was like, oh my God, I'm paying for, I don't know, so many apps, like, and I even don't use it because I used it once, I forgot about it, and that's it. Now I'm just paying money, and I don't know, God knows like how many times I paid for something that I have never touched even. So yeah, I think it's you're very correct that you have to be very mindful and not to be very strict on yourself. Keep enjoying this life, I guess.
Right. Yes.
But still, you have to have a plan. I think that's what I'm gonna work on.
Yeah, and with the subscriptions, it's a funny thing that it's really nice to go and see. It's a boring thing to do, but
It is.
when you open, let's say, your credit card statement, you can just scan quickly and see if you recognize the transactions.
Yeah.
Because first of all, if you see that there is some transaction you never authorize, like, it's a big red flag, because your information can be stolen, that it can be used again. So you have to be mindful about that. And if, let's say, you see that you're paying too much for the subscriptions, you can always ask the credit card company to stop those payments. You can say you didn't authorize them.
Okay.
Or you can reach out, let's say, to the application or whatever you're using, and you can tell them, okay, stop my subscription. What might happen, what I figured, that can offer you, let's say, 75% discount.
Oh, yes. I noticed that too. Yes.
So you stay with them. So let's say maybe this is the app you use like once in a while, or this is the one you reconsider using again. This can be an option as well.
Yeah.
I used the application that helps you to color coordinate like your outfits and see what is available in your color scheme and these things. So they billed me a couple of times, and I realized that I'm no longer using it. So I canceled it, and they offered me 85% of the discount. And I'm like, well, this is not a good deal, right?
So.
And then I was, but you're not using it anyway, so why would you pay even if it's like, 15% of the initial price? I'll just cancel it. But they will do those tricks with you.
Yeah.
So be mindful.
So we're just gonna run through quick questions because we're all like women, right? And we're living in Toronto, so we just wanted to ask, know more about you. Do you have like a favorite restaurant in Toronto area, GTA?
I wish.
You wish?
I wish, but I regularly don't go to the fancy restaurants because I have two boys that are too energetic. So I cannot really control them. And without them, I'm trying to do, date nights with my husband, but I didn't come across any restaurants that I like, unfortunately. So I'm open for the recommendations.
Maybe cafe or something, coffee
No, I'm
shop.
boring. I'm boring. But I truly enjoy the breakfast places, where like all day breakfast is my thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can eat breakfast like all day long.
Yeah.
So I
Same
like
here.
so I like this type of things. I really like the one that is in Niagara. One will be with the view of the Niagara Falls.
Nice.
The view is really amazing. The breakfast sucks.
But the view is great.
Yes, but the view is great. But there's another one on the first floor, which is decorated, and I need to look up the name of this. Decorated in the style of 1920s. And it's like gold and all these things. And it's a lot of glass, and it's really nice. And the food is amazing there.
Okay.
So
So no
At
view.
least one restaurant.
at least one in Niagara. So I couldn't find anything closer. Sorry.
Okay, that works.
Do you have any favorite spot? Like, you don't have to say like in Toronto, but like any favorite, like yours, like spot.
Anything near water. Anything near water will energize me.
Do you live by the water?
No, I don't. Like maybe bathtub is the best. No, but we usually go to Innisfil. Innisfil has this nice place which is called Friday Harbor,
Nice.
and you can walk there. It's like a promenade style, European style thing, which is really nice. Yeah, I like it there. Or my mom lives in Barrie, and we very often go to the lakeshore. It's really nice.
And if there could be one advice you would give, like maybe like to women like us, what it would be?
Girls, you have to take care of your personal finances. I know that it's easy to say, oh, in my household, like in my family, my husband deals with all financial issues. But that is way too often when the girls are abused in the financial way. So you have to have, maybe your family has a financial plan or your husband has a financial plan, but you should have a plan for yourself as well. So that would be my advice, just to know what is available, what can be done, what you can do for yourself. That's the biggest piece. And if you find it too overwhelming, just start doing small steps. Maybe speak with people about it. I know in our culture, we usually don't talk money, right?
Yeah.
We don't. Like, we all believe that everyone is doing well financially, or everyone does already know what to do with the money, but your paycheck doesn't come with the instructions, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you where to go, so you should to tell your money where to go. So just start the small things, maybe put aside, maybe figure out what makes you happy. Maybe this is not another purse. Maybe this is having a little bit money put aside so you can go, I don't know, to some kind of a party or a place with your
Paint night.
Or
That's
dance
what I
night or
think.
something, or maybe a spa. Like, just try to figure out, maybe that is something what makes you happy and it doesn't require money at all, but use it as a ritual or as an incentive. Like, let's say when you reach your, I don't know, almost monthly goal, just do it. Just, I don't know, do a bath with, I don't know, bubble bath. Or for me, it's a salt bath with a salt.
Yeah.
I do it. I have no clue if it works or whatever, but it re-energizes me, and I feel that I take care of myself.
Nice. That's cool. Thank you so much for taking your time and explaining us such basic things that we actually didn't know about. I think like women right now will feel very inspired to take care of their finances. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, it was a fantastic podcast. I'm like so happy. It was such a pleasure to have you here. Like, thank you so much. Like, it was just amazing. And it still amazes me how little things can grow so big.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Victoria.
Can. Well, thank you so much, girls. That is my first experience. I was so shaky, but you made me feel so
You
comfortable.
did great.
Yeah, you did amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yay!
And I will start planning right now.
Yes. I can